Hey everyone, I wanted to go ahead and give you a little more help with trying to select the right Prismacolor Premier pencil. Had a few more questions come in about that, the substituting of the Caran Luminance pencils with the Prismacolor Premier. So for those of you wanting to substitute and use Prismacolor Premier, no problem at all. So I've got some color options here, and I'll just go over these really quick with you. There are color charts out there, but sometimes I feel like that they're not very accurate. So I went ahead and just worked through this myself, and I'm happy to share this with you so that it kind of alleviates any stress that you may have about these pencil colors. So what I did was I've got the first 9 pencils here, all the way from burnt ochre 10% to ultramarine violet. I know that may be kind of hard to see right there, because those first 9 pencils are the ones that you would probably want to substitute and try to figure out, which color, right? Because when you get down to steel gray and Payne's gray, these are optional. I mean, you can substitute any kind of cool gray, right? A gray that has a little bit of blue in it. That's what we're looking for there. And then we've got, lastly listed there is pink white. That's just a white. You can put a little bit of pink with it if you want to, and just a faint amount. It's actually not very much at all. It's sort of a yellowish pink, really. So I wouldn't even worry about it. If you don't have that, just use a white, and that should work just fine. Okay, so what I did was I went through here and I just went down the line as they were listed. The first 9 pencils over here corresponding to those luminance pencils listed. And I've got burnt ochre 10%, warm earth 70%, butternut, burnt sienna 10%, burnt sienna, Herculaneum red. I finally had to abbreviate here. Let me zoom in so you can see this better, and I'll take myself off camera so that we have a little more real estate there. And let's see here, we were on burnt sienna, Herculaneum red, I said, and then we've got anthraquinone carmine, or anthraquinone carmine, however you want to pronounce that, and then anthraquinoid pink, and then ultramarine violet. All right, so let's go way back up there to the top then with burnt ochre 10%. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put this over here. Might be easier to, well, no, I'll just do it this way, and then we'll work our way down, and then I'll move that over so you can see the names if you need to. So this is just a peach is all that color really is. And so I'm just going to grab peach in Prismacolor Premier number 939, it looks like. I'll get this right over here. Let me scoot this down and zoom in for you. Okay. Okay, so it looks a little more vibrant, right? And what I did then is I just added to that this color, which is beige, number 997, if you want it to just be as true as possible. I think that is really very, very close. And I love Prismacolor Premier colors. They're so good. I feel like a lot of these companies that are making light, fast colors that are going to last and are not fugitive, are just now catching up to what Prismacolor Premier has been able to accomplish. Okay, now for warm earth 70%, I found that dark brown works extremely well. I think you can see just how close that is. Dark brown, okay? Not anything else other than that, in my opinion. All right, the next one is butternut. And if you just grab sand in Prismacolor Premier and put that down, that's really, really close. And then There's a little bit of peach in that, a little bit of that, you know, red, yellow, pink, or red, yellow, if you want to think about it like that. So I just grabbed salmon pink. Oh, and I apologize. Sand is 940, and salmon pink is 1001. So if you come right on top of that, just very lightly with a little bit of that salmon right there. And of course, if you wanted it to match even better, I think putting a little bit of white in that also kind of gets you right there. But you can use a light stroke there, and I think that's really, really close. Okay, let's keep going. And the next one we have is the burnt sienna 10%. And so if you grab rosy beige, which is 1019, and you put that down. It's extremely close. Right there. And then you could also add to that clay rose, which is 1017. You could use one or the other if you wanted to. I mean, they're so close that I don't think it matters that much. All right, and again, if you come in here and add just a little bit of white, it's a little more muted. The burnt sienna 10% is. I think you're getting even closer to that. Okay, let's keep going here. Burnt sienna. I really think that burnt sienna and sienna brown are really close. 945 in Prismacolor Premier. It's very, very close. But if you want it to be just a little more of a richer tone, I think you could add, grab your brown again, your dark brown, number 946. Add that on top. And I think you're even closer probably with that. Okay. All right. Now let's go down to Herculaneum Red in Luminance. And the equivalent there, at least for me, was using this salmon pink. Putting that down. And then going back to peach again. So it's just a peach color is all it is. Just sharpen that little lead up there. And you could even just go with peach if you wanted to. You see how close that is down there. Okay. So those are my two recommendations for Herculaneum Red. All right, let's go over to Anthraquinone Carmine and in Luminance. And so I think you could use Crimson Red 924 for that one. Whoops. Extremely similar there. Okay, and then Anthraquinoid Pink. And what I found there was if you look at that color, it's a peachy color again. Okay, these are all just flesh tone kind of colors, like light flesh, I should say. And if you look at pink, use pink just a little bit. And then you also incorporate, again, peach in there. You get really, really close. I need to sharpen that one up again. Using it so much. Just put peach right on top of that. Look how close that is. It's great. And you could even use, again, one of the brighter peaches like salmon pink, just look at the pencils themselves and, don't pay attention to those names. Sometimes those names are a little deceiving. Okay, now let's go down to Ultramarine Violet. This is another one that I think people just, get hung up on just a little bit. So I'm going to use, oh, I hope I said the name of salmon pink. That one, oh yeah, I did earlier, 1001. So this is grade lavender, which is 1026. And then I'm going to use, let me see if I can read this. Blue Violet Lake, 1079. So, and I've not checked the light fast ratings of these. I don't use Prismacolor Premier very often anymore. So I'm going to put those two kind of separated a little bit, and then I'll blend them together so you can kind of see just extremely close. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Like I said, the colors in Prismacolor Premier are just fantastic. And these other companies are getting close now to what they've been able to do for a long, long time. So, all right. So let's see here. Let me grab my pink white for a moment. I just want to show you that really quick. So here is pink white in, I'll just put it right here, in Luminance. Just a very soft pink is all it is. Nearly white, extremely soft. Let me raise this up to the camera so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. Maybe that'll show up. Maybe all those colors will. But if you just find a very faint pink and then put white with that pink, you're going to get the same result. Okay. All right, I hope that helped. I'm looking forward to working on Tiny Titan with you next weekend. I can hardly wait to start this project. But if you have any other questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.